What's going on, party people? Hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday so far. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of that on you just to start the video because you already know we're feeling good today. We are kicking butt today and we're doing it together. And you already know we're getting into another video. Let's hit it. So I know this happens to a lot of us. You are in a situation and all of a sudden you feel like, I've been here before. What is this? This person looks familiar. What's happening right now is like something that I've lived before. What is happening? It's that feeling of deja vu. What is it? Why does it happen? And ultimately, what does it mean? So we all know what deja vu is. It is that feeling as if you've already been somewhere in real life, as if everything was super familiar, as if you are living that experience again, and as if you're not even in reality anymore. It's more like a dream, right? Well, why does it happen? This one is something that science still is having a little bit of a difficult time trying to figure out. And so when I come at this idea of deja vu, I'm going to come at it from a standpoint of what I believe is really happening here. So for those of you that don't know, we are conscious beings. We live in the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension being time. So we know the 3D stuff is like everything, right? It's like this thing, it's my t-shirt, it's my microphone, it's all this. Now, 4D is time. Every single second that passes, we log a new event, and we log that new event as a point in history or as a point in our consciousness, which is 4D. So we are consciously focused in a fourth dimensional reality. But in my opinion, what I believe is happening with deja vu is we have truly experienced that thing that we're experiencing. We just experienced it in a whole different consciousness. And what I mean by consciousness is your consciousness exists in infinite possibilities at all points in time, and it's endless. So I can be me today, I can be somewhere else tomorrow, right? It's the idea of quantum mechanics. Nothing is actually real until it's observed. So an atom can be anywhere in the universe, but as soon as it's observed, it collapses waveforms and becomes consistent into whatever consciousness you're preliminarily focused in, right? So, with that being said, in understanding quantum mechanics, that we are able to focus on things and bring them into our reality, it would also be true that there are different universes out there. There are different dimensions out there. There are parallel universes. You exist here just like you exist 1,000 years ago, and you'll always exist even 1,000,000 years from now. Why? Because you are a spiritual being. You're made up of atoms, which means that you can never be created nor destroyed. You are controlling these atoms with your consciousness, which means that you're limitless possibilities. So how does this tie into deja vu? Because now it's starting to sound a little bit crazy. So if you're able to create your reality based on where you're preliminarily focused and you are omnipresent, you cannot be created nor destroyed, and you ultimately create these atoms or these particles of energy and collapse waveforms to create situations, circumstances, and events in your life. How does that tie into deja vu? Well, think about this. When you're dreaming, do you remember your dreams? Sometimes yes and sometimes no, right? Well, what if while you were dreaming, you went to a whole different reality? What if you were in a fifth dimensional reality? And the fifth dimension is endless potentiality. It's anything that you could ever imagine and anything that has ever existed, ever. Limitless possibility. If you can jump from fourth dimensional reality to fifth dimensional reality, and you can do it while you're sleeping, you probably would be able to choose things in your fourth dimensional reality to experience while you're asleep. And this is where the tricky part comes in, because a lot of times you don't really remember a lot of your dreams. You remember really vivid ones and ones that mean something to you, but you dream quite a bit while you are sleeping. You are having multiple dreams throughout this whole experience. And if you're dreaming in a 5D potentiality where anything can potentially come true, wouldn't it also be true that if you can dream of anything that's possible, you can create that same anything that's possible here in the fourth dimension? So what if, and I'm just proposing this as an idea, what if deja vu came from you predicting your future, but you predicted your future while you were asleep? And that's why when deja vu happens, it feels like I've been here before. Well, of course it feels like you've been there before, because you're a conscious being, and while you were asleep, you experienced that thing before. And while you experienced that thing, it felt real because it was vivid. You may not remember that dream, but it was there, and that was implanted in your subconscious mind, which is the gateway to all of these dimensions and all of this consciousness that you hold. And so if you're able to experience that while you're sleeping, and it feels real while you're sleeping, wouldn't it also be true that when that happens in your fourth dimensional reality that you live on a day in, day out basis, if that happened again, it would feel familiar, like I've been here before? So this is the pieces of the puzzle that haven't been put together at this point. And mind you that I'm only going based on what I believe here, right? And the science, again, they're not really sure how deja vu works, but in my opinion, you've created that 4D reality, that reality that you experience where you're feeling like, oh my God, I've been here before. Of course you have, because you had lived that experience in your dreams and you were in a whole different consciousness. Your subconscious mind had painted an image of your future while you were sleeping, and now all of a sudden you're experiencing it in reality. So of course you're like, oh my God, this feels so familiar. So in my opinion, that's what deja vu is. That's why it happens, and that's why when you get those little strokes of, oh my God, this person looks familiar. Oh my God, I'm supposed to be here. Of course you're supposed to be here. Of course you're supposed to be in that moment that you feel like you've been in before, because you created it. You created it before that experience. That was created long before you ever experienced it. And when you start to look at deja vu that way, it's a pretty cool idea. I just kind of wanted to share that with you because that's something that I enjoy, feeling deja vu, because for me, it brings me into remembrance of how powerful I am. And again, this whole video has been my personal opinion of how this stuff works. It may not work like that at all. You may have your own personal opinion of how deja vu works, and I'd like to hear what it is. So drop it in the comment section below, because obviously this is something that even science is having a hard time explaining right now. And so I'd love to hear what you feel like it is and why it happens, and why when these experiences do happen, you feel like, oh my God, I've been here before, right? And so I want to thank you for tuning into today's video. If you did enjoy this video, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, which I'm mind blown as to why you haven't at this point, it's right there. Hit the subscribe button. Definitely turn on the bell notification too, because you will be notified every single time we make a new video. And we're always touching on topics like deja vu, of things like creating your own reality, of sports teams, of the world that we live in, and how we can make it a better place and do it together. And I'm thankful to have this channel and have you guys' support. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. You already know.